Neil, congratulations. Obviously a big win over a legend of the sport. What's the feel after picking up a win like that?
Man, it's like a bittersweet moment. I mean, knowing the kind of legacy Robbie Lawler carries in the sport, it feels amazing. The respect that I have for him is kind of disappointing, beating your hero, so to speak. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with the performance, and I'm excited to see what this does for my career.
Yeah. I don't think it was hard to see going in that, you know, the clinch would probably be good for you and staying at range would be good for you. But did you know that top position and grappling was going to be as big of a part of the game as it was?
I did not anticipate that. It was more so really just engaging the grappling initially, just to kind of slow him down and be able to see his power punches from further away. But once I realized I had so much success going on the ground, I just ran with it.
Nice. The third round, it seemed like maybe you kind of opened up a little bit at that time. I mean, was that any adjustments that was made? Did you just want to change things, or was that something he did?
No, I mean, a lot of times you're going for like body locks and that kind of thing. You get pretty slick in there. So I didn't want to be in a position that I was trying to force the takedown and have him slip away and up in a bad position. So I really just started focusing more on the range and sitting on my shots from the outside.
And give me the feel in the third round as well, because like you're clearly ahead on the cards, right? But here's this guy we all know can land one shot and put your lights out. So what's the mindset like as you're in there, you know, like kind of trying to cruise a little bit but stay safe? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's Robbie Lawler's one of those guys when you fight, you can't necessarily just go in cruise control. He's dangerous at any given moment with any given technique. So I really had to like put the pressure on and still be tactical where as far as how I was moving around the cage, not to give him any openings and win that fight.
And last thing for me, 2020 is going pretty well for you so far. I know you're not the calling out type guy or anything like that, but you know, it seems like you're consistently underrated and maybe not given the chances that you deserve. So what is it you feel you deserve right now? What do you want after this win streak that you put together?
I definitely think this is a top 10 performance to get me a top 10 opponent before the year is over and keep moving forward towards the title shot going into 2021. But it's just one of those weird things in MMA right now. Everyone feels entitled to fight certain people and that kind of thing, but I honestly do not care. Like, if I have to fight number 1 through 10 in order to get a title shot, I'm ready and willing to do that. So just line them up. I'm ready to go.
Hey, Neil. Speaking of call-outs and stuff, after your fight, Jeff Neal actually called you out and said he'd like to meet you next. Now, he's not quite ranked number 10. He's ranked number 11. But is that the sort of guy you'd be okay with meeting?
Yeah, let's go. I mean, he was the one that was scheduled to fight for this fight. And that's kind of a frustrating thing going into this fight. Like, Robbie Lawler is a guy that was on my radar for years. I mean, it popped on my Facebook a couple of weeks ago that I was actually, when he was the champion, I was one of the guys that was like in a group to potentially fight him. It was me, Damian Maia, and Carlos Condit at the time. So I knew what I was capable of against a guy like Robbie Lawler. It was just frustrating that it took this long to finally get that fight. And the thing that goes with the fight like that now is everyone wants to say like, oh, well, he's past his prime. He fought too late. He fought bad. No, I fought well. Like I went out there and did what I knew I could do against a guy like Robbie Lawler, whether it was tonight or 5 years ago. But fighting Jeff Neal, I think, secures it for me. Let me know I can take out these guys that are on hot win streaks and younger guys as well.
Talking of Robbie Lawler, you've had a long career. You know, we talk about the wins at welterweight and stuff like that. Is he the best name on your resume now?
At this point, yeah. I mean, what he's accomplished in the sport, how long ago he was a champ and that kind of thing. He's definitely one of the highest guys that I've beaten so far in my career.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Neil, over here. Right here.
Hey.
So you're 3 in a row, 3 out of 3, undefeated since that year and a half off, man. I've been hearing so many amazing things from your teammates saying, man, Neil is the man. Nobody works harder than him. Is that what you can attribute to this amazing success? If so, what else? What else have you done that's making you like Neil Magny 2.0?
Man, there's been a lot of things that happened over the last year for me. I mean, with the birth of my son, growing my family, having a solid coaching staff around me, just the motivation I have day in and day out going into the gym, I feel like it's been working in my favor and giving that motivation I need to get these wins together.
Excellent. How do you feel you fit into the top 10? I mean, I think it's clear that you deserve to be there. Do you feel like you should fight someone ranked ahead of you next? Or?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I can't think of someone else as fighting the guys that I'm fighting this year and as active as I was this year. So, in my opinion, I definitely feel like I should be fighting one of those guys in the top 10 right away. But like I said earlier, if I have to fight number 10 through 1 to get there, just line them up. Don't waste my time. I'm ready to do it now.
Who are some of the people that helped you for this camp? Because you looked really good out there.
Man, Christian Allen really pulled this together. I mean, he's my striking coach. But like I said, it's this entire coaching staff just comes together and everyone's doing their part. I mean, I had a different strength conditioning coach going into this training camp, and we really focused on the power and strength aspect of this fight. And in those clinches and those exchanges, I felt great against Robbie Lawler. I felt like I was a stronger man, I was the bigger man in there, and that really paid off as well. Cody Donovan putting our ground system together, Dave Zabriskie putting our wrestling together. I feel like across the board, I just made strides, and it's because of the guys in my corner.
Absolutely. You look very composed in there. Your fight IQ looks like it's off the chart, so keep it up. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Neil, right here. Jim
Cool.
Grieshaber, cage side seat. Just a quick one about your mindset and how you're different as a fighter now, how much so than you were before. The 1.5 year layoff, what changed, and how do you see things differently and approach things differently in there now?
The biggest thing for me is just that attitude going into the cage. Before it's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to win the fight. I'm going to try to get this done. Right now, I just took that excuse away. I'm not going to go out there and try. I'm going to go out there and get it done. And if I come up short, screw it. I'll get back to the drawing board and I'll figure it out. But my attitude going to the cage now is getting it done. It's not just trying and attempting. It's actually getting it done and getting my hand raised.
What about the time away and some of the things that maybe you focused on to give yourself a different perspective as you got a little bit older and advanced in your career?
Yeah, so the time away really helped me because when you're fighting so often, it's real easy to just kind of go with what works and not really address any of the weaknesses or things you can improve on. The time away really forced me to do that. I mean, one of my coaches literally said, like, hey, you're like Batman with like 18 utility belts on right now. How about you set down 12 of those utility belts and focus on the 6 things you do well? And that's kind of been the focus going into 2020. Like, I know I can do a variety of different things in this sport, in this cage, in this game, but what do I need to be successful in each fight and bring those tools to the cage?
What about your son? How much has being a dad to him changed you over this amount of time?
Man, it's amazing. I keep joking, saying that I just secured his college fund tonight, but that's definitely a motivation for me. I mean, I didn't have a father growing up, so being in a position now that I have a son, I don't want to not leave him with everything that I didn't have. So every opportunity I have to provide for him, I want to take full advantage of it.
Thank you, man. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Go. Awesome, guys. Have a good night.